This is just coming into the Situation Room right now from a fundraiser that Barack Obama has just had down in Jacksonville, Florida. The audio quality is not very good, so we'll put the words up on the screen, but listen to this.
We know what kind of campaign they're going to run. They're going to try to make you afraid. They're going to try to make you afraid of me. They're going to say, you know what, he's young and inexperienced and he's got a funny name. Did I mention he's black?
All right, that's going to get some buzz out there. What do you think?
Well, I think Candy could probably speak to this, and she's been on the trail with Barack Obama so much. But it's really as direct as I've heard him talk about people being afraid of him because he's black. I think he's talked about the funny name and the lack of experience and all the rest of it. But this rings a little different to me. It's more of the politics of fear versus the politics of hope. But I think he went a step further today. Candy, I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I do. Now, he has apparently said something similar last week, which I missed, but this is definitely not the primaries. He could be trying to draw the sting here, saying watch out for this, and kind of doing an offensive position so he won't have to play defense. But this was a campaign, at least for the candidate, who never talked about race or they're going to use race. I remember Geraldine Ferraro said, well, Barack Obama wouldn't be where he is if he weren't an African American, and everyone said, oh, that's racist, that's terrible. And Barack Obama said, no, I actually don't think it's racist. So he was never, ever said this during the primary campaign, obviously because he knew he was going to have to come back and use these people, but much more direct now, Wolf.
Yeah, Jack?
Very shrewd. Very shrewd to put this out there now before they do, because they will. What is the word they use? You inoculate yourself against this stuff by putting it out there first. He's nobody's fool. It's pretty funny, but it's probably also pretty much on the mark. I wouldn't be a bit surprised that if, it's already on the websites and the internet, this kind of slimy stuff, and, you'll get these 527 attack ads going, and there'll be veiled references to all of this stuff. So it's probably pretty shrewd on his part to touch on all of it right now. And
you also see him doing his own biography ad right now to sort of inoculate himself against that kind of attack, talking about his roots, where he grew up, and as the product, of a white mother from Kansas and a black father from Kenya. So he's reintroducing himself to the public also on this issue.
Well, there is this ugly stuff that's out there on the web, Candy, and Barack Obama is alluding to it, but John McCain, you've covered him for a long time. He's not going to go anywhere near any of that. John McCain wouldn't stand for that, wouldn't allow it to come from his campaign, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think he'd allow it to come directly from his campaign, but, he's no pushover, as we all know. I think this will be a titanic battle. I really do. Barack Obama is very tough. We see him now moving more and more so in that direction. You do not beat the Clintons by not being tough, and John McCain is every bit as much as that. So I think, look, do I think it'll be out there? We know it will be. There will be things out there about McCain. He understands what it's like to have so-called smear campaigns. So no, I don't. I think they'll both talk about having a high-minded campaign, but when it gets right down to it, you will see a real struggle between the two of these guys.